guys, this is Miniman2312 and today we're building an X-Wing on Kerbal Space Program. So if you don't know what an X-Wing is, I'll put one up now. And I have the B9 Aerospace and KW Rocketry mods installed. So we're starting off with a B9 Mark II cockpit, and we're going to add some fuel tanks on now. But I went to the wrong location and went to structural instead. For the first time it takes a while for each of my tabs to load because they have so many parts in them. So this is the latest version of Kerbal Space Program, version 0.23. I'm just changing the name and saving it. And this version has all the science modules and things. But in the real Star Wars, there's not any, they don't do science, it's just war. So we're not going to bother putting any science modules on this. It's designed to be a fighter craft, not a research lab. So we just added a Mark II fuel tank on the back. And I'm consulting my picture. And in the actual picture, the rear end of an X-Wing is actually larger than the cockpit, so I'm going to have to change it a bit. So deleting the fuel tank and adding a Mark II to Mark III adapter. And a Mark III fuselage on the end. So on the front we need to add another fuel tank because it's got a large pointy nose. I was just trying to see if there was a different cockpit I could use. This is the original Mark II cockpit. The one that some people in vanilla use to make airplanes. So this is the fuel tank we're going to add on the front, but that's a bit too long. So I'm trying to find the right 1.25 meter tank that I can put on the front. There's one, and there's a second, or a smaller one. So now we're going to get a nose cone. Or an airing. Yeah, nose cone, hopefully. I don't remember what I did. Yeah, there's a nose cone. This is a scientific nose cone, but it looks better than all the other nose cones, mainly because it's an aircraft nose cone. So this is one of the wings we're going to add on, but that doesn't quite look the same. The swept wings are a lot like the actual ones, and I will put those on more. But I'm just testing out how the other ones look. That one's a bit too triangular, so I'm going to go with the swept wings. Put it on symmetry, and then we have two wings. Symmetry in the spaceplane hangar only goes up to 2, so we're going to have to add the other section manually. Wide enough, so we're going to add another set of wings, and not on the end like that, but on the there, like that, and do the same for underneath, so they can actually be placed into each other, these wings. So we're going to do that so that they have some sort of fluidity. I don't know what to call it. Now I'm trying to see if I can find something to put on the back so it doesn't look like it's flat. but unfortunately there's not much we can use to do that, because with a Mark III cockpit, the fuel tank, the connection is below the center of it, whereas most parts are in the middle. The green center is the connection part. There's just a little cut, I cut out a bit where I was trying to use an engine that wasn't working. So there we've just got another fuel tank that we're going to use. And we've got going to use the Rapier engine with it. Not the rape engine, the Rapier engine. And these engines are new ones that were only introduced in the latest update. Underneath our X-Wing I put a launch strut which will help keep our X-Wing safe while we're launching, and I'm just adding the engines on with symmetry now. So it contains a Rapier engine, a fuel tank, small 1.25 litre fuel tank, and a circular air intake from B9. So now we just have to create a second set of engines to put on the bottom stage. So I added the center of mass and center of thrust markers just so I could see where they were. The center of thrust is the pink one and the center of mass is the yellow and black one. I just added on the second set of tanks, trying to get them lined up as much as I could with the first set. Now these engines do clip through the wings a bit. That's okay. Let's try and launch this. Right. It is night time. And it looks like we have two pilots. So let's just pretend that Jebediah is R2-D2, because that's what he does best. Making noises and doing absolutely nothing and crashing craft. So I just had to adjust my staging so that the engines will go off first before the launch strut. Just checking the thrust so we have enough thrust to launch strut. Okay. And tipping backwards. Going backwards. Going backwards. We lost 2 engines. Not quite the same touchdown that I was hoping for, but it's close enough, I guess. Alright, back to the hangar. And we need to make some changes. So first we're going to start with changing it and the height of the launch strut. That's a bit on an angle. So fix it up again. And we'll bring it up more. And now we're trying to get it to be vertical, like that. So that it lifts off like a rocket. Let's try launching it now. Still night time, and I'll need to I'm putting on the time warp, so I might be able to change to day. But it's going to take a long time at 4 times time warp. So back onto normal time warp and throttle up. And not quite working. Back to the hangar again. Or not. So trying test launch 2. Put in our RCS and SAS. First I gotta change the staging again there. And throttle up. So you need 10 kilonewtons of thrust every time. And we launch it. Might actually make it. Still taking a bit to the side, but we should be able to keep it up. But hey, at least we got something. Well, at least Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 didn't suffer the same fate. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll upload the second part soon as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment. And subscribe. If you want to see more, you can also do that. And most important of all, stay small.